A tired man walks inside the luxurious living room and plopped himself on the couch. While losing his tie, his eyes roamed around the whole area looking for his wife, but she was nowhere to be seen. Just then a maid come and handed him a glass of water. Taehyung, where's Y or N? Maid, she's in the room. Taehyung, does she ate dinner? Maid, yes, she already had her dinner. Taehyung nodded and get up from the couch. He felt sad as he wanted to have dinner with his wife and spend some times with her, but guess it's not in his fate. He walked upstairs to their shared bedroom. Here a lady in her 20s is sitting on the wearing an elegant Versace nightgown, sipping on the glass of red wine. A satisfied smile make its way to her red lips. I think you should stop drinking now. She frowned and look up only to see her husband entering in the room. She smile again. Y or N? Oh hey darling. She walked towards him and helped him with his coat. After keeping his phone and wristwatch her walk inside the bathroom. After taking shower Taehyung come into the room and saw Y or N already fall asleep. He signed and walked towards the bed. Taehyung pecked her forehead and laid down beside her. He closed his eyes and fall asleep without eating dinner. So here, Taehyung is a successful businessman and son of a multi-billionaire. Y or N is his wife. She was an employee of his office, but Taehyung fall for her and gives her marriage proposal, which she gladly accept. It's been 2 years of their marriage. At first Y or N was a simple girl, but now she changed. Taehyung, Y or N you brought another car. Y or N, yeah the old one was too old. Taehyung, but you brought it last month. Y or N, so what? I don't like using old stuffs. Saying that she wear her Gucci sunglasses and drove away leaving a frustrated Taehyung. Taehyung, when you'll understand the real value of money and love. Right now, Taehyung is very worried and frustrated. A huge amount of money is missing from the company. He doesn't know where it go. Sitting on his chair, he rubbed his forehead. Just then, his manager walked in and spoke. Manager, sir, we found out about the money, he said looking down. Taehyung, where's it? He looked at the manager who's looking down. I asked who took the money. Manager, sir, it's Mrs. Kim. Taehyung, what Y or N? His manager nodded. This girl needs a lesson, saying that he angrily walked out of the office slamming the door hardly making the poor manager flinch. Y or N? And look at this ring. It's made with a rare stone. You have no idea how much it costs, she said and laughed at her friends who were sitting with her in their living room with jealous expression. Taehyung, Kim Y or N, why did you? He stopped after seeing her friends there. Taehyung, would you mind leaving us alone? He said to her friends. They looked at each other and left from there making Y or N angry. Y or N? What the hell Taehyung, why did you repulse my friends? Now what they'll think about me? Oh my god Taehyung, you just ruined my reputation. Taehyung, shut up, just shut up, he shouted making Y or N flinch. Gulp. Seeing his angry red eyes, he's taking deep breaths to calm himself. Taehyung, Y or N, why did you take such big amount of money from office? Y or N, what do you mean Taehyung, do I need to explain you now? I wanted that money, that's why. Taehyung, I asked why did you take them? Y or N, stop shouting. Taehyung, I can do more than shouting if you didn't answer me properly. Y or N, okay fine. I lost a bet with my friends so I gave some money to them and I keep some with me for shopping. Taehyung, what the hell? You think making money is like playing with doll? Y or N, we need to earn it by hard work. We cannot waste it by buying what we already have. Y or N, I'm wasting money? It's you who always waste money to give you half income on a charity every month. Taehyung, what? It's not wasting money. It's called the proper use of money. By that you can buy a beautiful smile, happiness and inner peace for yourself. Y or N, oh come on, stop your lecture. If I cannot spend your money, then what's the use of marrying you? Those words slipped from her mouth, making Taehyung more hurt than he already was. But he wasn't surprised. Somewhere deep inside his heart, he already knew. Y or N doesn't love him. She's with him for his so-called money, but still it hurts him. Soon Y or N realized what she just said. Y or N, Taehyung, listen, I didn't meant to. Taehyung, stop. You don't need to explain. From now on nobody will stop you. Do whatever you want. Saying that he walk out from the house. Y or N, Taehyung, wait. It's already 1 a.m. and Taehyung doesn't come home yet. Usually he come back home before 9, but as today he was angry. Y or N knew he'll be late, but not this much. She was feeling anxious. She called him multiple times, but his phone was switched off. Like this, the night passed. It's 6 in the morning and Y or N is still sitting beside the window waiting for her husband. She even called his friend and asked them about his whereabouts, but they couldn't help her. Suddenly, Y or N saw a white car entered in the mansion. It can't be Taehyung. His car's black. She frowned, seeing Taehyung's manager coming out from the car. The manager was about to ring the bell, but the door opens before his. He saw Y or N standing on the door. Her hair is messy and eyes are red. Seems like she doesn't sleep last night. The manager cleared his throat and spoke. Manager, may I come in? Y or N nodded and stepped aside, allowing the manager inside the house. The manager is sitting on one of the couch, and Y or N sit on another a little far from him. Y or N, so did Taehyung send you? Does he go on a business trip without informing me? The sun rays were coming through the window and it was directly falling on Yen's eyes. She get up from the sofa and walked towards the window. Y or N pulled the heavy curtains. Manager, Mrs. Kim, I have a bad news and you have to stay strong for this. Y or N stopped and looked back at the manager. Y or N, W, what is it? The manager take a deep breath and spoke. Manager, Mr. Kim, I mean your husband's car meets with an accident. His car collide with a truck and fall from the bridge. Cops are trying to find his dead body. That's it. Yen's whole world collapsed up. She doesn't know what she's feeling right now. Y or N felt everything is moving around her. She felt dizzy and soon everything turned black. Thud. Y or N fall on the floor, losing her sense, making the manager jump up from the couch. Y or N opened her eyes and saw a few maids were standing around her. One of them noticed her and spoke. Maid, Mrs. Kim, how are you feeling now? Y or N, I'm fine. Maid, that's a relief. One maid placed a black dress in front of her and said, Maid, Mrs. Kim, you need to get ready for Mr. Kim's funeral. In a blink, Yen's life changed. It's been a week since Taehyung's gone. The media doesn't know about it yet. They decided to keep it a secret for some times. In between, the manager came and informed Y or N that according to Taehyung's will, his all properties are her now. She should be happy. This is what she wanted. Now she can spend as much money as she can. Everything is hers now. Now no one will scold her. She should be happy. But she knows she isn't. She's blaming herself for her husband's death. If she doesn't argue with him that day, he wouldn't have gone. Now, all her life she only wants money. But now, when she have it, she isn't happy. She's lonely. Y or N flinched when her phone rang. It's from the manager. She received the call. Manager, Mrs. Kim, I called you to inform you that you need to join the office from today in Mr. Kim's place. Y or N, I'm coming. Taking a deep breath, she walked towards the closest. Her eyes fall on Taehyung's clothes. She took one of his shirt on her hand and started caressing it. Y or N inhaled the smell of the shirt, only to feel her husband. Her eyes become teary. The manager introduced Y or N to all the employees and told them she'll handle the office worker in Taehyung's place for some days. It's been 1 month already since Yen's miserable life started. Making money is really hard. After working whole day, when she comes back home, she felt lonely. The warm, wide arms which used to hold her safely is not here anymore. She doesn't hear the deep, husky voice which used to say sweet words to her, the beautiful boxy smile, the angelic face, the calming smell of her husband. Everything is gone from her life. The only thing she have right now is money, but it failed to give her peaceful sleep at night, which her husband's embrace could do easily. Few days ago, she got to know that she's 8 weeks pregnant. A little life is growing inside her, but she has no one to share this happiness with. There's no one who'll handle her mood swings. There's no one who'll take care of her. There's no one who'll spend sleepless night with her. There's no one who loves her. She understood money is not everything. Y or N, hey, little one, how are you inside? She spoke, caressing her invisible baby bump. Mommy is sorry, baby. Because of mommy, you lost your father. Mommy is very bad. At this point her tears started falling, covering her mouth with her palm. She started sobbing badly. Y or N, I'm sorry Taehyung, please come back. YRN gave 70% of her monthly profit to the charity. Right now she's surrounded by the homeless people. She served them food and buy them so many clothes. The smile, the happiness of their face was priceless. She felt a euphoric feeling just looking at their smile. Her husband was right. Today she buys happiness and inner peace for herself. Manager, let's go Mrs. Kim, it's time to go home. YRN nodded and walk away from there after bidding goodbye to everyone. When YRN come back home, she saw all the lights are off in the mansion. She frowned, feeling odd. YRN, why the maids didn't turn on the lights today? She mumbled and went inside. She opened her bedroom door and turned on the lights, only to see the whole room decorating beautifully. Her gaze stopped in front of the window where a manly figure was standing back facing her. The very familiar back. The room is filled with a familiar fragrance. His fragrance. YRN, Taehyung. He turned around and smiled at her. The beautiful boxy smile which she was dying to see. Taehyung, did you miss me? YRN quickly run towards him and hugged him tightly as if he'll disappear if she leave him. He smiled and hugged her back. After some time she broke the hug and cupped his cheeks. She kissed all over his face. Taehyung was taken aback, as YRN never showed any affection towards him. It's new for him. YRN, on the other hand, still couldn't believe that he's here. She was holding him tightly and showing all her love to him, so that he won't go again, leaving her alone. YRN, you're alive. You know the manager said you're dead. Where was you in this whole month leaving me alone? Taehyung, I was staying at my penthouse. And about the manager, I told him to lie to you. My car never had an accident. YRN, why did you do this? Taehyung, to be honest, I did this to teach you a lesson. To teach you the proper use and read value of money. And I guess you got your lesson now. I heard from the manager that you give your 70% of profit to a charity. I'm proud of you, he said and smiled at her. But suddenly YRN started feeling angry. She slapped him. Taehyung, ouch, what was that for? YRN gritted her teeth. She grabbed his collar. YRN, you jerk, didn't you find any other way to teach me a lesson? Do you have any idea how scared I was? How many sleepless nights I have spent crying for you? Now YRN became emotional and started crying. Taehyung felt bad for her. He slowly cupped her cheeks. Taehyung, I'm sorry. I didn't knew I'm that important for you. YRN frowned and give him another slap. She become angry again. Taehyung, ouch. Now what was that for? He asked, rubbing his cheeks. YRN, what did you say? You didn't know that you're important to me. Why wouldn't you be important to me? You're my husband, jerk. And I love you, Taehyung. But you said there's no use of marrying me if you can't spend my money. I thought you loved money more than me. Now YRN started crying again, and this time her crying was loud like a kid. Taehyung become panic. Taehyung, hey, what happened? YRN, I'm sorry, please forgive me. She fall on his leg. Taehyung, what are you doing? He quickly sit on the floor and tried to make her stand straight. YRN, I'm sorry. I admit that I married you for money, and even after 2 years of our marriage, I was still a gold digger bitch. I never value your love, but when you left me, I realize what you are for me. How loveless life feel like. I realize money cannot bring happiness. I realize that I love you so much, and I cannot live without you. If you take me to the forest, I'll happily live there with you. But please don't leave me. I love you so much. I need nothing but you. Hearing this, Taehyung's eyes become teary. He pulled her in his embrace and keep her so close to his heart. Still sitting on the floor, he pecked her head. Taehyung, I'm sorry my life I make you suffer, but I promise I'll never do this again. YRN, did you forgive me? Taehyung, I was never angry on you. I just wanted to teach you a lesson, but please forgive me. I hurt you so much. YRN, no, I won't forgive you easily. You make us suffer a lot. Her mood again changes. Now she's sitting there with a pout. First, she was happy after seeing him. Then she became angry and slapped him. After that, she started crying, feeling sad. Then she became angry again and give him another slap. But then she started crying like a child. Taehyung is now so much confused at her behavior. Taehyung, YRN, are you on your period? He asked, making her look at him angrily. Taehyung quickly hid his both cheeks with his palms as he doesn't want any slap again. YRN, How can I get my period in this situation? Idiot. Taehyung. What situation? He asked, still hitting his cheeks. Suddenly Y or N becomes shy and she looked down with a shy smile. Y or N? I am. She looked at Taehyung and stopped. Why your hands on your cheeks? She asked with a frown. Taehyung laughed awkwardly. Taehyung. I was just checking how much my beard has grown. Y or N? Move your hands from you cheeks, she said strictly. Taehyung quickly removed them. Taehyung. You were saying something. Y or N again blushed and looked down with a shy smile. She started playing with the sleeve of her husband's shirt. Y or N? I'm 2 months pregnant with your child. 30 seconds passed. Y or N was still looking down. Taehyung doesn't respond at the news yet, which is making Y or N worried. What if he doesn't want the chid as it was unplanned? She was feeling like crying. Her eyes filled with tears, but soon she felt something wet and soft in her forehead. She closed her eyes, feeling her husband's lips on her forehead. They stayed like this for some moments. Then Taehyung detached his lips from Yin's forehead and cupped her cheeks. Taehyung. Thank you. Thank you so much for making me the happiest man alive. Y or N? You're not angry with me, right? Taehyung. Why would I? But I'm angry at myself. I left you and make you suffer in the period when I should take care of you and treat you like a queen. Y or N? You always treated me like a queen. Taehyung. Still, I deserve another slap for what I did. Y or N? Really, you want another slap? Taehyung nodded. Okay, then bring you bread cheeks to me. Taehyung forwarded his cheeks in front of Y or N and closed his eyes. Y or N chuckled and pecked his cheeks. Y or N? I slapped you enough for today. Taehyung smiled and hugged her. Taehyung. Thank you so much for coming in my life and filled my life with happiness, he said, caressing her invisible baby bump. Y or N? Thank you so much for loving me unconditionally and giving me another chance to improve myself.